YouTube? Yo, what's up? It's Adior, back with another video for Erika Corrosive Throw. This is going to be, for now, the final update for this build. We're currently sitting at right around 12 trillion DPS with the full setup going. Without the archery bond setup, we're sitting at about 9.8 trillion right now. And with the archery bond, we are at 11.8 trillion. So we're basically right at 12 trillion. There's still a lot of growing room on this character. And I've even got an example of somebody in my chat who has taken the build a little bit farther than I have, so I can show you that as well. I just want to go over the things that have changed between the 5 trillion snapshot and this one. Of course, both snapshots are going to be currently available on the pro builds for anybody to look at. So let's just go over the different things. As you can see, this is without archery bond. I don't have that currently active on my skills, and we're still easily dummy capping. I've been dummy capping. I've let this run for like 3 minutes. We're you know. Also, I know there were people that wanted to see like what the build looked like. This is what it looks like. You dash around and you're throwing bleeds and all kinds of stuff all over the place. Anyway, and then let me show you what the archery bond setup looks like. So with the archery bond setup, I only use this for like doing like showdown 19, showdown 20. Other than that, I typically don't run the actual archery bond setup because it's just we don't need it. Like, what do we need that damage for, right? So this is what the archery bond setup looks like. So we have these little bombs that come out, and we start shooting a like very thin line of projectiles at a single target. It's very strong. Yeah, so when you're on single target, these will just go out, and then as you're dodging, you just dodge into the blue circle and you just blast, right? You see that we're not doing it, and then we dodge in and we just start blasting. So you just, ability comes out from a boss, you dodge in, you start blasting. You get a dodge in there, you keep blasting. You only really do this when you're really trying to try hard. Otherwise, you run like a life source or an Aegis of Fire, whatever you really want to run on that. Originally, I wasn't a big fan of archery bond or the amulet that we're using, but the more I've played with them, the more I think I'll be including those in more of my setups going forward. So yeah, anyway, let's just go ahead, hop into the gear. Let's show you the big upgrades that we made, and we'll go from there. All right, now for the actual item upgrades, the most glaring upgrade is that we no longer have a Farewell Desire anywhere on the character. We're still using the same offhand weapon. So multi-strike, flat erosion, gear physical, chance to deal double damage, critical strike, and erosion. However, we've crafted a brand new sword. This one has attack skill level, gear fizz, flat erosion. We've got critical strike rating for the gear attack speed, and then we've got some double damage that I have not upgraded on yet another multi-strike base, and I've dream crafted on some armor damage mitigation penetration. This is a major damage upgrade, but I didn't want to include that because it is getting this is already a step. Like, getting both of these is definitely going to be an expensive process unless you get lucky. And then upgrading, especially, anybody that knows upgrading ultimate mods is kind of a pain in the butt. So it is what it is. Otherwise, the gear is all the same. The only thing that's changed on any of my other gear is that I've removed the Dreamcraft off here just because it had the fervor effect downside, and I wanted to get rid of that. And so that's why we have a Dreamcraft here now instead of on this sword. Everything else is exactly the same as it was in the 5 trillion snapshot, as you can see. All of our candles and stuff are still the same on the character from the 5 trillion snapshot. So we still have the 2 T0 mods, and we've still got the critical strike damage mod as well. Still using our shadow shot, still using our aim. The only other thing that's really changed on the character, excuse me, I need to pull up my pack spirits. Since we don't have the farewell, I got rid of the last one of my on defeat medium destinies. And so right now we're using 3 Kismet Hounds, and I'm using a single copy of Kismet Hunter. Because we are at distance, I feel that it is a very good Kismet to be using. We did lose a lot of multi-strike, if you recall. If you can hit 6 without sacrificing a lot, you really do want to get to 6. I should probably get this to 5. However, I'm currently working on the new character, which is the 0 to Hero Rosa that my chat picked out for a sub goal. So when I get back to Erika, we will continue building her. As you can see, Hero memories could always be upgraded to red hero memories just to get more out of them. On my talents, nothing's changed there, and the slates are all still the same. All of these are the same slates from the 5 trillion snapshot. As you can see, they need a lot of work. We're still using a bunch of, like, there's not a pedigree to be found, there's not a prairie, there's not a moth, there's not any of that on here, and we're still hitting anywhere between 9 to 12 trillion damage, depending on the setup that you're currently using. I think that's very, very good damage for value. I think that this is probably one of the better characters that I've ever played. And then I'd like to show you, this is someone who is actually in my chat, Pineapple Fairy, who's come up on the rankings on the boards. She's pushed the build a little bit farther than I have. So damage on this build, on this setup, is about 11 trillion. However, this character is, where is it at? This character was originally 5317. The current setup for this character is at full block cap for damage and for attacks and spells. So this character that shows up on the tree is now block capped with 11 trillion damage. It's pretty amazing. I don't know if this is going to update for that yet, but if I can get the code from Fairy, I will link that for you guys to look at as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. I'm gonna try to keep it short because, like, there's not a whole lot that changed. It was just the changes that were made were massive changes. Like the crafting out the secondary sword and getting most of that upgraded to T0 was a massive, massive buff to the damage, as you can imagine. As was getting the hunter on there for just to make sure that we're at 100% crit at all times. Like we are critting 100% of the time, no questions asked. There's not a single attack that is not a critical strike on this skill at this point. We're just blasting. It truly is amazing. And yes, so that's the build so far. If you're interested in knowing what the next character is going to be, my chat said for the sub goal that they wanted to do Rosa, and they let me pick the skill choice. So I decided, you know what, let's cook up something that I've had on the back of my mind for a bit, and I decided to go with Flame Core. Come to find out after starting that Palstron's doing Thunder Cores and Kurosagi's doing Flame Cores. So much for being original. Listen, I tried, okay? I don't look at what other people are doing. That way, like, whatever comes into my head is what comes into my head. And well, sometimes you think you're doing something original and you're not. It is what it is, okay? I don't know what to say about that one. But if that's something that you're interested in, this character basically started with nothing. She had to her name like 5 FE, 2 stacks of flame sand, and like 200 of embers, and that was just to emulate like path of progression, and that's it. So far we're working on getting this character to get her T7 profound, to get her T7 traveler done, and that's going to be the project for the next few days. I'm not finished with my Erika. I still want to go back and work on her some more, but it was time to just switch it up and try something new. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can always stop by the live stream both on Twitch and on YouTube, and if not, just hop in the Discord. And if you've got questions about your Erika build, I am always willing to help people out. We've got a Torchlight build section specifically, and as I get the time to help people out, I will hop in here, answer questions. You just drop your build code, say what you're looking for, and I'll look over it as I get the time and let you know what's going on. And other people are willing to help out as well as just, generally talking about the game. So come through, hang out, say hi, go sub to the Twitch if you haven't. Or excuse me, go follow the Twitch if you haven't. You want to sub, that's a whole other thing, but hey, just go follow the Twitch. And for anybody that has expressed interest or stopped by and said, hey, I saw this build, and like I've had people, literally like, multiple people say that, like, hey, I wasn't really enjoying the thing I was doing. I found this, it's been great, and thank you for that, because like that's what I needed to keep going. I put out builds that I enjoy. If you saw, I didn't really put out anything for Thea because I wasn't really enjoying anything with Thea. This has been a blast, and it's been a pleasure to share it with you. So thank you all, and thank you for all the new subs and all the fucking support this season. It's been crazy. I'll catch you guys later. Love you. Bye bye.